Folleto, or pamphlet. In this lesson, we'll look at both the content and the format of writing a pamphlet. The content will include useful information and information that's kind of emotionally charged for the reader. Some of the information will be vignetas or bullet points, just to quickly make your point because the person reading a pamphlet does not have a lot of time and you want to grab their attention and get them in right away with the information you want to share. You'll use short phrases to get your point across. You want to be clear and concise and very short in your phrases, again, so that you can quickly communicate the information that you want with an emotional content as well that you want. So this is going to be an informational pamphlet, but also one that's going to be geared toward the person's emotions because you want at the end of this pamphlet for the person to have a llamada a la acción, a call to action. After reading this pamphlet, you want the person to be like, yes, this is an important topic and I need to get involved in this. So you want to have a call to action. You want that person to act. You want them to do something. The very first line, the title of the folleto, you want to be really catchy. You want to get their attention, really striking. You want to call their attention to your pamphlet right away. Then an image is also going to be important because you want the image to be emotive. You want the person to have an emotional reaction to the image. So if you're trying to get people to eat more healthy food, you don't want to put a really nice looking hamburger on the cover of the pamphlet. You want to have a picture that shows the negative results of eating that kind of food. So the image has to be emotive in the way that would be helpful for you to further communicate your message in the pamphlet. And the last page of the pamphlet will be contact information for the organization that's publishing this pamphlet. It may be you personally, but you might also be part of an environmental group that you want people to contact with you so that you can start a relationship with them and kind of build the movement to solve the problems that you want to have solved. So if we were to write an apocalyptic environmentalist pamphlet, we might say something like 12 years until the end of the world, and then have a picture that is emotive that corresponds to that message. And then some more information, and you're trying to find who your public is, right? If you're an apocalyptic environmentalist and you really think that the world is going to end in 12 years, you're going to want to find other people who think that way too. So you'll have another catchy headline like, ¿Quieres morir? Do you want to die? If you don't stop using electricity, you're going to die in 12 years. And then you might have some bullet points. Every human consumes electricity. Every human is dying. Stop consuming electricity and you will never die. So this is an extreme message, and you're trying to find other people who already follow or have an idea of this extreme message, and you're trying to find who they are and then have them join your organization. Contact us at activist@livingwithoutconsuming.org, which of course is very difficult to do. When writing a folleto, you might want to draw a line down the center of the page. Fold the paper in half so you can kind of see what it would look like to actually have a pamphlet. They're typically vertical, so they fit in your hand, and you can read them easily while you're walking down a sidewalk if someone were to hand them to you, or if you were to grab them out of a little holder that somebody might have on a desk. So you want to be able to see that image and divide this in half. So the title and the picture might go together, 12 years until the end of the world with the girl's portrait down there, and then have your bullet points off to the side. On the back of the pamphlet, you're going to want to say, what can you do? If you're concerned about the fact that, yeah, we do have a limited amount of time with the environmental damage that we're having. It might not be that extreme. It might not be 12 years, but yeah, I want to hear what they have to say. What can I do to improve the environment and make sure that people do live longer, healthier lives? Then you're going to say, hey, what can you do? And that's going to be on the back of the pamphlet, or maybe even in the middle of the pamphlet. And that's where you're going to give real information. You want to have data there, and you want to have little short paragraphs and short sentences, giving them more information. It's not enough just to be like really catchy and grab their attention right on the front page. You want to then draw them in and give them real information. People are looking for real information. Why should I be concerned about this is going to be 12 years and not over the next 50? Well, then let me know that. Let me know that time is shorter than I actually think it might be, and you might actually win somebody who's not already kind of in your camp to might be like, yeah, I should consider this. So that's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to win over somebody to your point of view. And you can be kind of llamativo on the front, but you're definitely going to want to be sensible as well. So you're going to be both emotive and thoughtful at the same time in a pamphlet. People want to think through what you're asking them to do. And so that's what's going to happen in the middle. And then, of course, the contact information, you're going to want to say, hey, here's our website, here's our email. You can join us at this address and a phone number if you want to give us a call. And again, have this kind of folded in half so that you can see the columns of text that you would write. These wouldn't be long sentences like in an essay. These are going to be shorter sentences, almost like in a news article, in column type form. So that's the format and content of a pamphlet. It's both emotional, that's how you're going to grab them and get them to open up that second page, and then in that second page you're going to want to be rational, and you're going to want to lead them through your thought processes of how you got to that big emotional conclusion right at the front. So you kind of start with the conclusion and then grab the person in and then guide them through your thought process. And again, if AP or IB ask you to write this kind of text, you're going to want to include information from the previous sources that you just read, whether it was a news article or something else, and then you're going to include that in to this type of writing so that you can show you know the content, you know how to do this kind of a format, and that your Spanish is really good. So good luck. Writing these are really kind of fun because you can be kind of extreme on the front while being kind of moderate in the middle and get both sides of that story to the reader. Have fun, and I look forward to reading your pamphlets.